Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking why reggae and soft rock are literally the ultimate chill pills for dogs. If you've ever found yourself trying to figure out how to perfectly soothe your furry best friend, you are definitely in the right place. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so you might naturally assume that classical music is the ultimate relaxing tool for your pet, right? I mean, it makes perfect intuitive sense to us. But science is telling us we might actually need to skip the symphony and cue up some reggae instead, which begs a kinda hilarious but totally serious scientific question. Does your dog actually prefer Bob Marley to Bach?
Part 1. The Canine Stress Problem.
To understand why this music thing even matters, we've got to look at what our dogs are actually experiencing. Whether they're stuck in a noisy, unfamiliar animal shelter, which, let's be honest, can be an incredibly terrifying environment, or dealing with separation anxiety and noise phobias right in your living room, stressed dogs show us very clear fear-related behaviors. We're talking cowering, loud barking, shaking, pacing, all those classic signs of distress. Left unchecked, this kind of stress makes shelter dogs way less likely to get adopted, and it just makes our pets at home absolutely miserable.
But scientists don't just guess if a dog is stressed by looking at them. They actually track a physiological metric called heart rate variability, or HRV. Basically, HRV measures the variation in time between consecutive heartbeats. So, higher HRV indicates higher activity in the parasympathetic nervous system. Simply put, a higher HRV means the dog is actively less stressed and much more relaxed.
Part 2. The classical music limit.
For a long time, classical music was the go-to auditory solution. Early studies, like those by psychologist Deborah Wells, proved that genre absolutely matters. While heavy metal promotes intense nervousness, body shaking, and agitation, so yeah, maybe save the Metallica for your own headphones. Classical music genuinely calms them down. Initially, playing Bach or Beethoven reduces barking, and the dog spends significantly more time just lying down and settling in place. But here is the catch. Classical music is really just a temporary band-aid. Why? Because of a phenomenon scientists call habituation. What this means is that your dog gets used to classical music in about 5 to 7 days, and boom, those wonderful calming effects wear off. The stress comes right back. Essentially, they literally get bored of hearing the exact same style over and over again.
Part 3. Testing musical variety.
This brings us to a huge scientific breakthrough by the University of Glasgow and the Scottish SPCA. They decided to test a much wider playlist to try and solve this exact habituation problem. Researchers, including PhD student Amy Bowman and Professor Neil Evans, exposed 38 kenneled dogs to a rotating 6-hour daily Spotify playlist. Over 5 days, they tested 5 distinct genres: soft rock, Motown, pop, reggae, and classical. And they didn't just watch them. They tracked behavior, heart rate variability, and even stress hormones in their urine to see if introducing a variety of music could stop the dogs from getting bored and stressed. And wow, the results were phenomenal. While all the music had some benefit, meaning the dogs spent more time sitting or lying down no matter what was playing, the HRV data painted a very specific picture. Heart rate variability spiked significantly when the dogs listened to soft rock and reggae. Remember, higher HRV means deeper relaxation. So classical, pop, and Motown were okay, but soft rock and reggae, they were the absolute clear winners for kicking that calming parasympathetic nervous system into high gear.
Part 4. Why reggae and soft rock?
Now you are probably wondering why on earth a golden retriever would naturally gravitate toward Bob Marley or Phil Collins over Mozart. Well, let's break down the fascinating science behind the sounds. As it turns out, our dogs are pretty discerning music critics. According to psychoacoustic experts who design canine sound therapy, the ingredients of Jamaican island music are practically tailor-made for a dog's nervous system. It really all comes down to this magical combination of tone, tempo, and pattern. First off, reggae has a heavy bass, which actually helps discharge the nervous system. Second, the tempos are naturally slow, pulling an aroused, anxious mind right down into a settled state. And finally, the harmonic simplicity allows for quick pattern recognition. This leads to what we call passive hearing, which is absolutely incredible for effectively calming the mind. Professor Neil Evans summed it up perfectly, noting that while dogs might have individual tastes, just like us, reggae and soft rock universally showed the highest positive changes in behavior.
This finding was so profound, and honestly, the data was so undeniable that the Scottish SPCA actually went out and invested in sound systems to play these specific genres for all the shelter dogs across their rescue centers. How cool is that? Part 5. Curating your dog's playlist. So, how can you take this scientific breakthrough and apply it to your own living room? Well, while reggae is fantastic, the ultimate solution is actually variety. Remember that habituation problem we talked about earlier? Rotating through different relaxing genres is literally the only proven way to prevent it. Keep them guessing with different relaxing styles, and you will keep them calmer for much longer. When you're putting together your dog's daily soundscape, here are 3 golden rules straight from the research. First, keep the volume low to medium. Dogs have incredibly sensitive hearing. They can detect a way larger range of tones than we can. Louder definitely does not mean more potent. Second, rotate classical, soft rock, and reggae daily. And third, pay close attention to their age. If your dog is a senior, say 8 years or older, they might just prefer a quiet room. The data actually showed older dogs received little benefit from the music, preferring silence over a constant soundtrack. We've also got an incredible pro tip from behavioral acoustics experts. If you're trying to soothe an anxious dog, say getting ready for thunderstorms or dealing with separation anxiety, make sure you play these tunes when they are already relaxed first. You want to create a really strong positive association. If you only put reggae on when they're terrified, they might start associating Bob Marley with fear. So play it during belly rubs first, build that positive link, and then rely on it during those stressful events. Armed with this science, it might be time to completely rethink your pet's auditory enrichment. We've seen how simple, free changes in musical genre can drastically improve the welfare of dogs, both in stressful shelters and right in our own homes. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. Knowing what you know now about their complex nervous systems and their inherent need for musical variety, what exactly will you cue up for your dog today?